tell you something. Let me say this. I'm not a referee. So I'm gonna get off the phone right now. Listen to me. I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am gonna let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there. Y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
In this position where he has all this turmoil, but he's not at the point where he's saying where I went wrong. He's saying to himself, how do I get out of this? Maybe I can convince some witnesses that I'm not the guy who I am. Eventually, he's going to get to the point where he's going to ask himself, how did I get myself into this situation?
The intercourse would usually last maybe 4 or 5 rounds, depending on how many times she climaxed. It was a little under 2 days, maybe 18 to 20 hours. And they gave me about $6,000.
Sean was in his office, and I'm in a little cubby hole around the corner. Buzzes me. So I get up and I go in with my papers and go. A girl is giving him a at the desk. He wanted me to see that. He wanted me to see her face. And then he was able to get her to do that right then and there in the office.
The episode explores the newly uncovered evidence, leaked footage, and the key voices that are now shaping the case against Diddy. Andy Sonori explained that Netflix made a major legal mistake in the documentary by including footage where Diddy is seen speaking with his lawyer. He emphasized that the lawyer even stated on camera that such moments should never be recorded, making the inclusion of this material extremely damaging. According to Senor, exposing private legal conversations breaks attorney-client privilege and paints Diddy in a highly incriminating light both in public perception and in the courtroom.
Despite Diddy's own legal protests, Netflix did release its 4-part docuseries, Sean Combs: The Reckoning. Some of this footage is truly shocking. Not that it tells us stuff we didn't know, but that it's footage with him with his own lawyer, sitting there, Mark Agnifilo, Costco lawyer himself. There's literally a part where they're like, hey, you shouldn't be recording this. There's also footage from Lil Rod, months of them recording together, and so many voice notes, and it all paints a pretty bad picture of Sean Combs, including voice calls with KK herself. How did Netflix get all this? How are they not being...
More, Sonori expanded on this point by stressing that the documentary's biggest flaw was allowing cameras into legal discussions. While written notes from lawyers are acceptable, bringing a cameraman into these conversations instantly destroys confidentiality. This means conversations that should have been protected can now be used against Diddy, creating a serious legal risk for him.
Understanding of my own case and filming a documentary about my case, from what I've gathered from my own lawyers, I'm not a lawyer, but they're like, you can't film any of this legal stuff. When we're talking in court, etc., you can't film it. You lose the privilege, right, of attorney-client privilege, because then now someone else is there, there's a record, there's something else. That can be used, like notes and stuff, fine, but documenting a video with a third-party cameraman, etc., that's where things get blurry. If you're in a phone call with your lawyer and someone else is on.
Based on Merid Morali's analysis, he argued that the documentary was created with a clear mission to build a legal and moral case against Diddy. He said the most important message the film delivers is its claim that Diddy played a direct role in the events surrounding Tupac Shakur's death. Morali framed this allegation as the foundation of the documentary's narrative.
To me, to see that and then to see him in this documentary is very interesting, because I think that he is the most important part of this documentary, and I will tell you why. The way he narrated was so important, but he is setting up the foundation to us to go to the next part of this documentary and look at how Diddy was a part of the missing and the killing of Tupac, let alone Biggie. That's what Kirk Burroughs is basically.
Morali also stated that the testimony of Joy Dickerson Neal forms a crucial pillar of the documentary. He analyzed Diddy's alleged actions, recording intimate encounters and showing them to others as deliberate attempts to assert dominance over other men and inflate his ego. He concluded that this pattern of control and exploitation reflects a core part of Diddy's personality, directly connected to the accusations raised by Cassie and multiple other women.
Joy Dickerson Neal is one of the main parts of this whole documentary. How she was essayed by this man, allegedly what she states, she cries, gets emotional, it was filmed, it was put up on screens to see. And there were other people in these confessionals, I've forgotten their names, who basically spoke about the fact that there were, people on the road who had, notoriety, who would do parties, and they would also display the same stuff. Diddy saw this and wanted to emulate it because it's a power move. All of this is a power move. Filming a woman you lot being intimate or him essaying you, then he's putting it on the screen to say, look, I've got your girl, I've got this girl, this is what I'm doing to this girl. All of this is just power moves to show other men that he's bigger than them, and it basically ruffles their feathers and it fills up his ego, which is why he went for Misa Hilton, because he wanted to just have her as a chess piece and then control her. That attribute to how he sees women, how he controls them, how he uses them is very centric and important, not only to Cassie's lawsuit and that video, but also to the other women that of course are speaking out, whether it be right now in the lawsuit.
But looking ahead of this documentary, Angela Ye highlighted one of the oldest and most serious allegations against Diddy involving Joy Dickerson Neal. Neal claimed she was dead and sexually by Diddy in 1991. She also said Diddy later suggested he had a video of the encounter, which added to her fear. Neal stated that when she tried to seek help, people around her chose to protect their ties to Diddy instead of supporting her, leaving her isolated and traumatized.
It's Joy Dickerson Neal, and she is an alleged victim of his, also a former acquaintance of his, and she has actually has one of the oldest allegations made against him. She says that he assaulted her in 1991, and he denies these allegations. But here's what she had to say about that alleged assault.
Was there ever a time that Sean Combs assaulted you?
Yes. Someone called me up and told me that he said, he has, video. And that's when he described it. This thing was incredibly devastating to my family. I approached a lot of people for help. I got things like, what do you want me to do about it? To, if I help you, I can't get into his.
Neal recalled that after avoiding Diddy for many years, she unexpectedly crossed paths with him again. She said Diddy approached her, got down on his knees, and insisted he was innocent. She described this emotional confrontation as the final time she ever spoke to him.